Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today we are going to be making our Birthstone soap for March. Now, like most other months, March has two birthstones. It has Aquamarine and Bloodstone. These two stones I feel would look a little bit funny together, so I chose to go with Aquamarine because I feel like that is the more commonly accepted and well-known birthstone. However, if you would like for me to make a Bloodstone soap, you should let me know by clicking the big thumbs up button and also telling me down below, because who knows, there might be a whole lot of you who are like, hey, I'm in March and that's like one of my favorite stones ever. So it's definitely something I can do in the future, but we're gonna stick with Aquamarine for this video. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Aquamarine is called the poor man's diamond because it's a lot less expensive than a diamond, but it's still really expensive to put on a soap, okay? Like, way too expensive. So we actually ended up purchasing a stone that is commonly used as a substitute for Aquamarine. It's called Amazonite, and it's really, really pretty. It's kind of a Tiffany blue, and it's got a little bit of brown and some milky crystal appearance to it. It's really pretty. Now, like all of the stone soaps here at Royalty Soaps, you actually remove the stone off of the soap before you use the soap in your bath. It's just for pretty on top, and it's sort of like a 2-for-1 product. You get a cool stone to put on your desk or in another place to display, and you also get a soap to use in your tub. My sister Shelly was born in March, and I had her approve this design before it went through to you guys, so I really hope you guys like what I came up with. And without further ado, let's make some Aquamarine soap. Now, to make the best soaps, you want to give your buckets a little massage. Loosen them up. Make sure that they're ready for their big job ahead. Alright, Kitty, I'm ready. Excellent. Now we can add our lye water solution into our oils. My lye water is sitting at a frigid 80 degrees. I say frigid because that is cold by most standards of soap making. Lots of those online recipes that you see are like, work at 120 degrees. Okay, so I have my Cuisinart stick blender. I'm going to blend on high for about 10 to 15 seconds. That's all I need for my particular recipe, listed down in the description box below for free. Newbies, give it a go. See what you think. I've been using it for years with great results. Skip all the hard steps and just go to something good. This container is heavy, and I have to pour it off into these littler buckets. These are going to be our accent colors. The biggest container is going to be our Aquamarine color, and I'm going to be making it today with Blue Tide by Mad Micas. I'm actually going to work on this bucket before I mix any of the other ones up because this color is the most important, and I need to see whether or not I'll need to lighten it. I should be able to gauge that just by blending it in right here with my spatula. I don't feel this color needs to be amended very much, so I'm just going to anchor it with half a teaspoon of titanium dioxide. The other blue I'm using today is Silverfin blue. This is also from Mad Micas. This blue is very similar to Blue Tide, but it's just a little less green. This I'm also going to anchor with 1/2 a teaspoon of white, but it's going to make a bigger difference in this one because it's a smaller bucket. The rest of the white I am adding into our third container, and into the large blue one I am adding some apricot seed. Now I'm going to blend those colors in well. The fragrance oil I am using today is Nectarine and Mint. It is a fan favorite. Every time I use this, I get so many emails and so many Instagram messages for people saying, I bought the bar, with the nectarine and mint fragrance oil, and I want like 7 more bars of it. It smells so good. Are you ever gonna add this to your standard product line? I've thought about it for a while. I might actually do it this year because it's just such a good one. And as an extra bonus, it typically slows down the speed at which your batter is accelerating. So if you want to do something a little more fancy, you want a little more of an intricate swirl, you can do that with the nectarine and mint fragrance. This is going to be an in the pot swirl, but we're going to pour it a little differently than I normally would my in the pots. So first of all, I'm breaking the fall by pouring it on the ledge inside the container. This is going to make sure we're not over swirling in our bucket. I'm also going to leave a little bit, just about that much, in my white container. And then over here on this side, I'm going to do the same thing, kind of breaking the fall in that corner and then leaving a little in the bucket. Now with the entire bucket, I'm going to spin it around a little bit. And you're seeing a lot of movement on the top, but what's really going on is it's being mixed in on the inside. You can see that a little bit on the sides of the container. You see the whites kind of spreading over here. All right, and now it's ready to pour into our large slab mold, and we will do that after this quick commercial break. To begin, I'm going to pour from a corner that I didn't pour any soap into, and I'm going to let this go until it touches the other 2 corners, and that's going to be our first layer. And with my tea strainer, I'm going to add a generous addition of poppycock mica. This is a copper mica from Mad Micas. It's very, very pretty. And this line is going to get punctured, so I'm not worrying about making sure that every single little bit has some. We're not doing that today. We're just trying to make sure that it's thick enough that you can see it. In fact, in a couple of areas, I'm gonna put a little too much so that it sits on top and hopefully mixes a little with the layer that's about to get dropped. Now you remembered I poured from this corner and let it spread out this way. So this time, I'm gonna start in the middle and work my way back. Hopefully that will create a slightly different pattern. Once again, it's okay if it punctures. It looks like it's not puncturing very much though. There we go. That's what we wanted. Little puncture there. And we're just gonna let that fill up. I'm now gonna use my spatula and push from the middle towards the edges. And we're gonna put a little bit more of that copper mica on top before I tap this down on the ground. I didn't even reload my tea strainer because, again, this is not gonna be like a very professional, super distinct looking line. It's just going to be a layer that you're gonna see some sparkle in. And now I'm scraping out my big container. Now with the extra color that I left in my containers, I'm just gonna scoop it on to the bars, big plop style. And then before I tap this down, I'm adding a little more of the copper mica, just randomly all over the place. Using my glass swirling tool, I'm gonna do some pretty big swirls on top of this. This is reminding me of some sort of painting. I don't know which one. I think it's just the color palette. Now you guys are gonna get to see a new tool in this video. Cue the oohs and ahs, cue the music. My brother Kenneth have made a new wire divider. That's right, no more string, no more tape, wires. Isn't this lovely? That he engineered himself, I might add. There was no like, oh, let me just follow this little Etsy tutorial. Nah. Kenny did it all himself. So now that it's been placed on and I know where each individual loaves are going to be, I'm going to be adding a drizzle. And this is different than what we normally do because I made it with rubbing alcohol and not olive oil. So I'm going to put this down the side of these 2 areas. And again, I'm using rubbing alcohol because I want it to run a little bit. Now it's time to put the stones on top. They're all very unique and very beautiful. And you see, as I'm pressing it in, and this is why I used what I did, it's moving. I mean, it's like water. So it's kind of encapsulating the stone a little, going all around it and highlighting it. Gonna add a little more onto this one because I have a long stone that's about to go in. And with a little bit of movie magic, all of the stones have been placed. I've spritzed it with rubbing alcohol, and I'm gonna bring you guys in for a close-up so you can see these babies real close. I am obsessed with the way this looks. I really like that all of the stones are set in copper. I think that really brings out the blue in the individual stones and sets them apart from the blue in the soap. I feel like a case could be made for this soap being a little more on the plain side. It didn't use like super fancy techniques or anything, but what I really wanted to stand out in this design was the color, the aquamarine. That needs to be the showstopper in my opinion. So we're gonna let this sit for 18 to 24 hours and then we'll come back, we'll split the slab into loaves and cut the loaves into bars after this quick commercial break. Folks, there's a new cutter in town. This is a high top soap cutter. I have never seen one of these on the market before. I got this from an Etsy shop. I have to test it out and there's a few tweaks that I want to make to it, but here's what I love about it so far. First of all, it cuts high tops. That's the big deal. It has such a tall clearance compared to normal cutters. Also, it cuts 19 bars instead of 18, and I was able to pick from like 50 different colors, and the sweet fella that runs the shop, he put my little R logo here on the side. It's really cool. I also got a high top single bar cutter, and it's from Russia. With the shipping and the cost of the cutter, it still costs less than any of the ones that I've seen here in America. And like I said, you get to pick the color and it cuts high top. So really, can you go wrong? No. She needs a name. So if you guys want to leave me some name suggestions down below, I would be delighted. Okay, so we have our Aquamarine soap here. I picked an end piece because I wanted to cut the shark one. Just gonna line it up. Begin pressing down, and admittedly, these soaps have sat for longer than 48 hours, so they're a little harder. Let's take our little shark fin out and peep at the inside. Oh boy. So we've got this little frizzle-frazzled bit of a mica line. We have the mica matching it on top, and then this cool swirly inside. I love how it almost looks fuzzy. Now with soap swirls, not all of them are going to look the same, and they even vary from loaf to loaf, depending on where you have cut the bar. But I really like the color palette for this soap. I think it's so stunning. Also, what a good little cutter. It did such a good job considering the fact that these soaps have sat for like 2 weeks. It is not very musical, however, so I have that against it. Whenever I push it down, it doesn't say bring. Man, this smells incredible. That is one of my favorite fragrance oils. This is gonna make a nice stacked photo, isn't it? Ooh la la. Kenny came up with the question of the day. It is, do you like dolphins or whales more? I personally prefer whales. I think they're whimsical, and I really like the wallpaper that has whales next to ships in the sky. What about you, Kenny? Dolphins or whales?
I like dolphins. They're smart and adorable.
There are good things, obviously, about both animals, but we want to know your personal opinion. So, To vote on the question of the day, all you have to do is click the eye in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. My sweet little March babies, I hope you guys love this soap. Yes, it does look very similar to the turquoise soap that I made in December. That sold out so quick, and I got so many messages of people saying like, please make another soap like that. So we're doing that for March for our turquoise babies. I'm so pleased with these, y'all. They smell so good. If you want to see another soap made with this fragrance, I will link it now in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. It's the Nectarine and Mint soap, and it smells so good. Now, if you need to purchase yourself one of these because you are a March baby, or you know a March baby who needs one in their life, they need to get clean because they dirty, then these soaps will be available on March 7th at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, royaltysoaps.com. Please don't feel obligated to purchase these, you guys. Once again, these videos are for your entertainment, and if you never buy anything of mine, that's totally fine. I'm really just here to put a smile on your face. Enjoy the YouTube content. And if you enjoy it enough, I'd appreciate a like on this video, a little comment down below, down there. And be sure you do something fun for yourself today. Let me tell you something that actually makes me happy. I like to check the weather. I don't know why. I think it's just because I like to be in control of everything. And so knowing what's gonna happen on the forecast for the next 14 days gives me a sense of peace. Maybe you need that peace. Go check the weather so that you're not caught off guard and you don't wear a skirt and teeny cute shoes tomorrow when it's gonna be pouring down rain and you really should be wearing galoshes and a raincoat. Or perhaps purchasing yourself a cute little stone that you've been wanting for a long time. Hey, you know that little rose quartz stone you wanted to put on your little desk so you can look at it and feel inspired and happy whenever you see it there? Go get that today. Get yourself your little stone. But of course, I don't really care what you do. I just want you to do something fun for yourself today, whatever that is. And the next time I see you will be on March 7th, the release date. Set your alarms. The release is coming. I'm so excited. March is like, this is really one that I'm like, about. And until then, have an absolutely royal day and bye for now! Meow! I'm really just here to put a smile on your day. A smile on your day? What is wrong with